And we're back. You're watching Sports Federation TV from the amazing world of karting. We're speaking basketball now, and Amir Abrahams is joining us. He is a coach, a referee, and a player. Welcome, Amir.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, so you're involved in the sport of basketball for how many years now?
I've started when I was 8, so you could say about 11 years now.
And what's your career been like?
In basketball, well, as you know, in everything in life, there are always ups and downs. So in basketball, there were ups and downs. There was times where I wanted to give up, and then my coach, Denwin Jones, just kept driving me. I can remember specifically when I was under 13 Western Province. I was about 11 years old, and then I started playing rugby as well. So then I didn't want to play basketball, and then he came to come fetch me, and I was crying, I don't want to play, and he was like, but play. And then at the end of the day, I went to the tournament under 13. I was 11 years old, and I got all-star of the tournament. So that was just one of the ups and downs, but throughout it's been successful. Like now I'm coaching, I'm giving back to the community, and also now I became a ref as well, so that's all part of it.
So at a very young age already, you felt the importance of a good coach and mentor in your sport. Hey?
That's correct, yes. Well, okay. I've seen that he's one of our mentors in AFL, so he's like a guy that's trying to give back, and then that's just gotten me motivated to do what he's doing.
Excellent. So you're a point guard.
That's correct, yes.
What does that mean?
Okay, the point guard is basically the guy that controls the game. He gets the ball, he comes down, so he's the guy calling the set plays, organizing the team on the court, so he's like the main man on the court.
Main man?
Main man.
Would it be the equivalent of the captain then?
Well, not necessarily the captain. Basically, like the captain is to see that overall that the team is doing good, everyone is on time, but he's just there to guide, like, in the certain set plays that needs to be done on the court, so the captain would do that kind of things.
Okay. So there was a team that toured the USA last year.
That's correct, yes.
Were you part of that team?
It wasn't a team, sorry, it was myself. I went alone to the United States. I was invited over to a point guard college.
Specifically for point guarding?
Well, the name is called Point Guard College, but it's not necessarily only for point guards. They help you with your leadership abilities. They like just to help you as an individual, to show you that you can do things. While I was at the camp, there were like a guy that was 6'1", so that's normally the tall players or the guys playing post. So
6'1".
6'1".
What's that in metric terms?
I'm not too sure, but I'm about only 5'5" or 5'4", so
okay,
that's quite way taller than me.
Big guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, that must have been such an amazing opportunity. How did you come by that?
It was a spectacular opportunity. When I was at the camp, you know, the challenges of being short and all of that, it was a big challenge for me, but I kept pushing. Like, I always tell myself that in life, everything is for a purpose. So when I got at the camp, I saw these tall guys there, and I was like, well, I'm here for a purpose, and I gotta do something. And then I pushed out through the week. Like, the camp was 5 days. So during the week there was challenges, and then come day 3 I was like, this is my day. And then on that day I got the band. I wear it every day. It's a point guard band, a point guard college, which one of the coaches gave to me for standing out. And then I was like, well, I can do this. That was the Wednesday, day 3 of the camp. I kept pushing. Came Friday, and then I got nominated for the 4th captain out of 125 worldwide players, and I think about 4 different continents.
Sure. You know, I've said it before, basketball has so much street cred. And you're from Heideveld.
That's correct, yes.
And you are a former pupil of Heideveld High
School, yes.
It must mean so much to the school, and also for you, the accomplishments that you have.
Yeah, well, basically it's not the first time that, while there was a girl, Rafika Fattar, she got a scholarship to USA. So I'm like the second one going, but for Heideveld it's been a huge accomplishment, because like we all know, it's a neighborhood where people are struggling. There's a lot of gangsterism involved, violence, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. So I'm just one of the, I won't say lucky, but one of the people that's trying to help the community to show that there are better ways to come out of a neighborhood like that.
Yeah, I mean, you have first-hand experience.
Yes.
So with not only are you a coach and a player and a referee, but you also do public speaking.
Well, I've only started now recently. I've always thought about doing it, and then I normally just do it for the teams that I'm coaching, so I would try and keep them motivated. But in this past youth day, one of my friends called me up and said, why don't you try and speak to a whole community? Then I was like, sure, I'll give it a try. And then that was my first time doing a speech, and I'd done a speech in Menenberg for Menenberg Primary and Youth. So then I spoke there, and then on the same day, my head coach, Coach John, called me like, he heard about that, so why don't I do one in Hanover Park as well? Then I was like, okay, sure. Went to Hanover Park, done a speech there, and then played around with the kids. So that was just one of the things that I want to do in life as well.
It's great that you've been given this platform to inspire people, especially people who may be in circumstances where there's so little hope sometimes.
Correct, yes.
And we all know the kind of doors that sports open. It's a running theme with all the sports that are played.
And with the motivational speaking, that is what I want to I would like to encourage the kids that it doesn't, like, people like to say maybe you're not good in schoolwork, or now they say you're stupid or you're dumb. But there are other ways that you can fulfill your dreams, like you can maybe do a sport, or you can be creative with your hands, build something. So what I would actually like to encourage like youngsters of today, that even though you're not good in the schoolwork and you are good in the sport, you can still make a career out of it. Right now I'm not successful yet in my career, but I'm working towards it. But I want to show that there is at least a path for kids who want to do sport, or maybe you're good in building, you can build something and sell it.
Absolutely, you're a living testament to that. And I mean, the types of places you've seen and the types of experiences you've had, and I'm sure you've met some amazing athletes and humans.
Yes.
You're heading back to the US, hey?
That's correct. I will be leaving next month for another camp. So last year I got invited for one point guard camp that was in Baltimore, Maryland. So now this year the coach came back, and I've been working with a group, and then he invited me over to come to 2 camps this year, and now I will be staying a month. But in that though, I have to raise my own funds for my visa and stuff for that, so I'm kind of struggling for my visa, and like I have to leave by the 27th of July.
You've brought some great photos, and we'd like to show our viewers those photos.
No problem.
That looks like it's a great photo.
Yeah, that
photo.
was at UCT last year. I think that was like in the semi-finals when we played. And then this was my speech when I was doing in Menenberg on Youth Day. My first speech.
All right. Oh, I love this.
This was when the USA people were here, so we went to Cooks, like underprivileged communities, and I got the opportunity to work with younger folks. And that is where I was actually inspired by the young kids. So that just inspired me to do better and to help them more.
How much do you need to raise in order to realize this trip to the US again?
Well, besides like spending money and those kind of things, it's just my visa that will cost about $2,500. So that's basically it. And then now, excluding the spending money, I was fortunate enough that the coach who invited me over, he's busy raising funds in the States for my flights. So it will only be my visa.
Okay. I'm sure anybody at home who's watching now and can support you will reach out to you. How can people get a hold of you?
You can get me on Facebook, Amir Abrams, or you can get me on my email, amir.abrams07@gmail.com, and you can follow me on Instagram, Amir_Abrams07.
Okay. And if people want to get involved in the sport of basketball, how can they get in touch with your federation?
They can search us up on Facebook. It's a Heidelberg Basketball Club, and we are based in Heidelberg at Heidelberg High School as well. So you can either contact me or you can come directly to the school. There's everyday practices. So we have Monday to Thursday practices, different age group practicing every day. So whenever you want to come, practice starts at 4 until 5:30. The older guys 4 until 6.
All right. Amir, we wish you all the best. Not only as a mentor and a coach and an athlete, but also in the ways that you are inspiring people.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and come back and tell us about all the achievements
Will do, for sure.
in the US. Well, that's it from basketball. After the break, we'll be looking at some footage from a women's workshop that was held by the Western Cape Sports Confederation. So stay tuned for that.